Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Stogie Geeks Show. We're going to talk about the Joya de Nicaragua Antonio Dark Corojo. We're also going to talk about the top 10 things every cigar smoker cannot live without. So all that and more coming up on this edition of the Stogie Geeks Show! Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Stogie Geek Show. I'm your host, Paul Asadorian, and on the lines via Skype, we've got Tim Muggerini. Welcome, Tim.
Yes, I am Tim. I stepped on my headset. Muggerini. Hello.
Good thing you had a backup.
Yeah, I had to run down the basement to find it, man. I haven't used this thing in like 2 years.
Sounds just fine.
Stogie Santa is in the house.
Good evening.
Welcome, Stogie Santa, to the show.
Thank you, thank you.
Mr. Mark Jr. is here. Welcome, Mark.
Well, hello.
Mark, you need to move the headset a little closer to
I
your...
said, well, hello.
Yes, that's better. That is
that?
better. We're all here. Tim, why don't you tell everyone what we are going to smoke on the show tonight as our Stogie of the Week?
Yeah, so we're doing the Joya de Nicaragua Antonio Dark Corojo Poderoso, which is the Torpedo at 6 by 54. Wrappers Nicaraguan Corojo, Nicaraguan binder and filler. Strength, medium and full. If we're talking about nicotine strength, I'm going to go with full, though. What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
Oh, man, I got a buzz here.
It's
Yeah,
full.
yeah, this thing is strong. Retail, I have at about $9 a stick. Does that sound right?
Yep.
I paid a lot less than that.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, off the get-go, I'm getting a lot of nicotine strength.
Yes.
I have never done this size before. I've always done the smaller sizes, so this is a change-up for me.
I smoked one of these, I think it was last summer, while I was mowing the lawn. I almost passed out.
I was going to say, did you mow your leg off, man?
Yeah, it's got some kick to it, but I tell you what, the nice part about a cigar that's so full in strength, and I think full body too, I think it's got a pretty full body to it.
It does.
Is it pairs well with the
Yep.
scotch. It holds up, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? The flavors are very strong and prominent, so it holds up to a nice glass of, bourbon is what we're drinking here in Studio B tonight.
Yes.
Thanks to Mr. Stogie Santa for sharing his bourbon with us.
Which bourbon are you guys doing?
I don't know, it's friggin' fabulous.
Eagle Rare 17.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Compliments of Mark Jr.
Very nice.
Brought it back from his trip for me.
So you can find these cigars on closeout, on auction for pretty cheap. One of the reasons I wanted to review them, and I like them. I've smoked quite a few. Tim, I know you're a big fan of the smaller size.
I am.
So
Yeah, I think it's the Corona or Corona Extra I've had before, which is fantastic when they smoke right, but I have had some construction issues with that particular size. So far, this Torpedo, though, is doing very well as far as draw and burn. So
Yeah, that's the only other one I've had too, Tim, is the Corona. It was gifted to me by the rep one day. He told me if I bought an Undercrown, he'd give me the strongest cigar I ever smoked.
So do you think they're stronger than Opus?
No.
No.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're not.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Tim, why don't you get us started on our Stogies of the Week?
Sure thing, man. Let me pull it up here. All right. So I did the Quesada España Short Robusto, kind of a redo. Recently found these online again, which is very unusual.
Did you buy a box of these, Tim?
I did.
Nice.
I found 3 boxes in the back. I did the same thing. I'm curious to hear your redo, Tim.
Yeah. So wrappers, Ecuador, Dominican Republic binder, broadleaf Connecticut, Dominican Republic, and Nicaraguan fillers. This is the short Robusto at 4 by 50. I said fantastic smoke. I believe, Mark Jr., you said that the draw could be a little tight on these. Was it you that told me these?
I've had that happen to me.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me.
Definitely. I've smoked about 3 or 4 of these in the last week, and the draw is a tad snug, but not to the point where you can't smoke it or enjoy it.
Yep, I
It's
agree.
more
Yeah.
a preference. Flavor's just poor, 40-minute smoke, but that last third is just something special, man. It just gets creamy and woody and spicy. Obviously box worthy because I bought a box last week. And I think I paid about $6 a stick.
That's a good price. That's where it should be.
Yeah, reasonable price.
Yep.
I'm going to enjoy the hell out of these. It's cold up here right now. I'm looking for those smaller smokes, and this just hits the spot as far as medium-bodied in strength.
Right. But didn't it surprise you looking at the cigar, the strength of it? If you to look at it, you would.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it'd be strong.
No, it'll be and like Timmy said, the spice on the back nine was just really.
It picks up.
It does.
It's one of my favorite blends that's come out in the past couple of years.
I'll still take the Corona though.
I bought 2 boxes of the Corona over time. Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Sexy stick too, man. Really well done.
Very done. It's very well done.
I don't find them to be overly strong.
No, not saying that.
But it does
just looking at it. If you look at it, you were just saying, "Oh, this is going to be a mild, maybe a medium." It's a solid medium.
Yeah,
It's a solid
absolutely.
medium.
It's an
Especially
after breakfast.
After
Breakfast.
Cup
Mark,
of coffee. Oh.
back to you. Or over to you for your first smoke of the show.
That's true. I had a Dirty Rat. This is from the original release, which I think was 2010. Don't quote me on that. It's a 5x44 Corona Connecticut Stock Habano wrapper, which is shared with the T52. A Brazilian Modafina binder, Dominican, Nicaraguan, and Honduras filler. All told, there's 7 different tobaccos inside of this cigar, which is pretty impressive for the size. This cigar has a great amount of significance to me. It was the last cigar that I shared with my father-in-law just 2 weeks before he passed away. So, it above and beyond it being an awesome smoke, it kind of brings me back every time I have one. So, being that they just started shipping and showing up in stores, I decided to go back and smoke one of my old ones. And man, even though it's lost a little bit of strength, it still has all that cocoa sweetness. The richness of the Habano wrapper gives off some other types of sweetness as well. Pepper and earth round out the flavor profile. This smoke is on my very, very short list of favorite smokes ever. I said Chuck Norris better get ready.
Nice. I got a couple of the originals left, and I got to go back and smoke them the next couple of weeks just so I can revisit.
I have 2 more after my one last
How
night.
many releases have there been of the Dirty Rats? 2 or 3?
I think there's been one every year since.
Right. I thought there was a third one, right?
There's been one every
at least
since,
4.
so 10, 11,
because I
12,
bought a
13,
box of the
yeah.
first 3.
First, okay, 4th release. Okay.
So this is the 4th release that
I
just
wasn't
came
sure.
in.
Right.
Yeah, gotcha. Excellent. Let's see.
Excuse me.
Over to, we'll go back to me. I did kind of I smoked a lot of different stuff in this past week. But I wanted to go back to a couple of smokes that we've redone on the show before because I did smoke them this week. And they really stood out to me. And I couldn't bring myself to write up another mediocre cigar today. So I had to write up a couple that are just outstanding and give people kind of an update on them. So the first one, such as the EP Carrillo Dark Ritual from 2011, right? That's 11. Pictured above, this cigar is every bit as good and flavorful as it was when it first came out. It's smoothed out. It's lost a little in the strength department. I don't think it's lost any in the flavor department. It pours that deep, dark, rich smoke, and it's just awesome. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah, they are smoking great. And one thing that I would note out of this is that this cigar was extremely well balanced when it came out, and it's still gotten better. So this is another one of my favorites.
Again, maybe it's just me. The big thing I love about is that dark cherry taste.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that dark. It's so
And it's
good.
still very prominent in this cigar. How's everyone's Dark Antonio doing? Stogie Santa doesn't look thrilled at all.
I've never. What was a big? It's okay. It's good. It's good. It's far from bad. It's a decent cigar.
Do you have a tough time keeping it lit?
Yes.
I do too.
I feel like I have to coax it back into smoking well when I
see.
get back to it.
What's
and
happening?
we're all having this problem. So
What happened right here? It's wet. It's the more you're going to get into this cigar, I'm going to tell you another inch down to here. We're all going to be not a happy camp.
I can feel it.
Yeah, and it's going to come right down.
Mine's been at 65%. You too, guys, right?
This has been in Paul Zavala, which is
awesome.
Yeah. So I know it's moist out here right now because it's it's storming. But like I said, I just took it out of my humidor a few minutes ago. So
I probably should have dry boxed them with that.
Yeah,
that would have helped.
Because don't forget when you get these dark, sometimes they got to wet the leaves to roll these. so you get even more wet to it than an ordinary cigar.
Gotcha.
Like a Connecticut broadleaf, same way. But you can see it just mine's just...
Yeah, mine's kind of squishy.
Yep. What, the cigar?
Yes. So the other one that I wanted to just do a quick redo on was the Padron 1926 40th Maduro. Nothing but great things to say about this. I mean, so here's what I said, Stogie Santa.
I want to see.
When you get about halfway point, I mean, the flavor kicks into high gear. You just get lost in this rich, chocolatey sweetness that prevails for the entire second half of the cigar. It's an enjoyable treat for sure. Both of these, the Carrillo Dark Ritual and the Padron 1926 40th Maduro, are box worthy. You can still find these smokes online, even though they're somewhat special releases in their own right.
Those.
You can still get both of them
all day long.
Get them now. Why are you still here? Go get them.
And I think out of all the 26s, the one that kind of flies under the radar, to be honest, is the 40th. You know, everyone not chases, but the 45th, the 44th, the number 9, the number 1, the number 2 belly. Yeah. And there isn't a 26. It's ironic. There's not one 26 I don't like in the Natty. Whereas on the 64s, I'm really picky with those.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They don't have the same flavor profile.
Was that a number 2 that we smoked the same week?
Yes.
Oh,
that thing was
I bought
outrageous.
another one of those. Yeah.
Oh God, that was ridiculously good.
Because it was funny saying about mundane cigars. What you're going to see pretty soon with the economy for what it is, it's going to call value pricing on cigars. Unfortunately, some people have lost their jobs and things are tough out there for everybody. And there are certain companies who are doing this, putting out that $3.50 stick, $4 stick, and they have to do what you have to do. And I smoke those all day long. Tough day.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, really. And I'm not making any jest of the situation why people got to go there. That's not what I'm saying. You really appreciate a quality smoke. You really, truly do.
I tell you what, if it ever got to that point for me, I think I would just smoke less.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's how I feel. That's the conversation I have with one of the reps today.
I smoke 2 a week if I had to.
Right, because that one I got, like I said, there was a nice little. It was supposed to be sun grown. It was about 1.5 inches of sun grown, and then all of a sudden it was like, what happened? I said, there's nothing here. Again, but maybe that golf course guy, or there in the summertime, I don't know, whatever. But you're going to see, that's going to be a word you're going to see quite a bit coming into this summer, is called value price cigars.
I do see a lot of them coming into the local shops.
Yep, because again, it's some people just got to have a smoke, and that's fine. And I'm not saying to stay away from it by any means, but
Tim, over to you.
So, curiosity, how long have you had these Corojos, Paul? These Dark Corojos.
Well, I bought them on closeout when Joyos had their most recent closeout. So
that was last fall, then.
Yeah.
Okay. So they definitely have some age on them.
Oh yeah.
How old do you think these were before I bought them? A couple of years?
I would say no. I say about a year.
Okay.
It's hard. Even at 65, you think it's still a lot of humidity, and what's in. You know what the whole thing is, and when you got darker binders and fillers inside, that takes a long time to dry out. It really does. Dry boxing.
Well, I tell you what,
it's still got a fair amount of strength. That's why I was asking, too.
By all means. I don't think it's as right out of the box when these first came. I didn't like them because they were just too much strong in your face.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want that, you thought it had a nicotine buzz now, Tim?
Wait, when they first came out,
I didn't like it. It was just, again, that's another thing I see in the cigar industry. This I find is that big bowl cigar is just not what people are looking for anymore.
No,
not as much.
A lot more medium body, medium strength smokes in the market these days.
Oh, there's no doubt.
My humidor, the Avalo that I pulled these out of, is set to like 63 right now, or something like that, and the temperature's set to 65. So it's not. It doesn't go above that.
Now, anyone getting like a little sweet cocoa?
Yeah. That's what I like about these cigars.
It's not. I mean, it's not a bad cigar. It really isn't.
It's pairing very well with my Mastersons right now.
Yeah, but we're going to run into a construction.
Oh yeah, I'm just having a hard time with it. Yeah, mine's just as we go on, it's getting worse and worse. And what the moisture did, you can see it right there.
Do you think that the size plays into that too? Because the Corona I had wasn't like this. The Corona didn't get soft.
Well, there's more volume because it's going to dry out quicker.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I hear you.
It's just like anything else.
Sense.
It's not a bad cigar. The other one, I tell you what, a lot of people kind of sniffed and sniveled at it. The Cabernet. You ever have that?
It's Cabinetta.
Cabernet.
Is that the same line as this?
No, totally different.
It's
two different rappers.
Two different
I reviewed
rappers.
it on the show a few shows ago.
And it's really a nice cigar. A lot of people kind of snickered that. I liked it. I really did.
Is that the one that has like the dark wrap at the foot, and then the tan wrapper at the
yeah. It really, really is.
Right on.
Tim, you smoked a La Mia Perlas.
Yeah. So this was packed. These are one of the last two of that Dog Walker pack I talked about last couple of weeks. So wrapper is Nicaraguan Corojo 99, Nicaraguan binder. It's a double binder actually. Fillers Nicaragua, including Criollo 98. From Agnosa in...
Aganosa.
Go ahead.
It's Aganosa.
Aganosa in Esteli. Petit Corona at 4x44. Now, I've got these off of Atlantic Cigar. I'm not sure. I think they might be exclusive because it's the only place I could find anything about them.
No, they're made by Fuentes.
They are, okay.
Yeah, they're like another one that they're not quite value price, but you know,
they're sitting at like $5 to $6 range.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're not expensive. A box of 15 retails for $85. Medium bodied. I said smooth little smoke. I enjoyed it. Certainly would visit again. I said try one.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah, it was good. Not great. Enjoyable.
Not terrible.
Not terrible. Not at all.
Not at all.
Slightly better than an Angler. That's how I would rate it. So
not that much.
Mark Jr., you're up.
My next one's a Flor de Rafael Gonzalez Panatella Extra. It's a 5x37 Lonsdale Cuban Puro. They come in that value price range, $3.40 cigar or per stick. The cigar was mild. It had some seemingly muted flavors of wood and leather. The draw was a little tight and seemed to knock down the flavors a little bit more. Despite the poor draw, I would say that the flavor probably would have shown a little nicer with a better draw. Being that this is one of the cheaper Cuban smokes that's out there, I'd say try one. But if you live in the States and you're going to take the risk, I think you should try for something else. So,
there are a lot of more value-priced cigars coming out of Cuba. I had one. It was a short filler or something like that. It was really good.
I'll tell you, last year Cuba posted the largest profit they ever did. You see that? They had that. Where was it? Somewhere on the net. I don't know where I read it. They were just saying they had a record banner year for Cubans.
So, Stogie Santa, what you been smoking?
Like I said, some of the value price cigars have just been. I don't even want to talk about them.
Seems to be, like I said, a lot of those coming through.
It is. It has to be done, and I don't mean to talk to. Like I said, I'd rather smoke something really good, less of that. Than and some of the value prices are what they are. They're not Class A tobacco. You get an inch and a half, and it just falls off the boat. So that's something of new stuff that's been coming in. Then I tried the Heisenberg. I tried 3 different Vitolas, and each and every one weren't in my profile. I'm trying to be nice, and I'll leave it at that. I don't get it. I mean, if you like it, good for you. But
well, it's interesting. None of us liked the Heisenberg on this show, and there are some other ones that gave him favorable reviews.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, if they like it, they like it. But usually, when all 4 of us give it a bad review, it's a sign to stay away. But it also goes to say that maybe you try some of the stuff that we didn't like, and maybe you like it.
Well, one of the postings that was on Stogie Geeks, like the gentleman says, well, try different Vitolas. They smoke different. Duh. You know what I mean? That's it. That's for everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I tried different Vitolas, and the rep was really. I just said that not just my profile. I just can't see doing that well. But from what I understand, the rep said they're leaping off the shelf. So I said, well, they can leap off the shelf someplace else. So
I smoked the Viaje Skull and Bones Fat Boy. Now these from 2011.
No, the ones that the
brand new one.
That's a new release. That's the biggest ring.
They came out in 2011.
No. They did. The originals were in 2011.
Right. But this is the second release.
Okay. So the second release was this year.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit unbalanced out of the gate. It settled down and started presenting some nice, awesome spice and sweetness. Had a lot going for it other than the construction. It could be a sleeper in that no one is really buying these at the moment.
Right.
I see them kind of sitting around because everyone's kind of gun shy about the whole Viaje thing. But I think these are going to be awesome smokes. This one had like a void. This one had a void larger than the one between Joe Biden's ears, but not that we get political on this show, but I couldn't come up with
nothing could be that big.
I don't know if you can see the void in there. There is a void. This is actually the cigar, and yeah.
Is it Fat Boy or is it Little Boy? I thought it was Little Boy.
Fat Man.
Fat Man and Little
Fat
Boy.
Man. Okay.
Right.
Sorry,
Okay.
what did I put? Fat Boy?
Fat Boy.
You put Little Boy.
I put Fat Boy.
Fat Boy. Sorry.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I like the motorcycle.
I know it was one cigar. I'm glad that I revisited, and was not many left. Was the Jalapa series, the Bellicoso. I had to smoke something good for.
I smoked one of them like 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
God,
man.
they're doing great right now. too.
My personal opinion, a lot of people love the. I gotta revisit the. I did it once and I thought it was okay, and a guy come in and bought. It was ironic. We got about 3 boxes left. He bought 3 boxes. He said this, and the guy knows his smokes, and I'm gonna revisit that smoke. But I think the rest of the Bellicosos are going to find a home.
I bought a box of each, the Bellicosos and the Robustos, and I think they're pretty much on par with each other. They're different smokes, obviously, but I think that they hold up better than... If I remember back, Tim was not a big fan of the Robusto. Is that right?
It was okay, man. I thought it was a decent smoke.
That's what I thought. Yeah, exactly, Tim. I thought it was... That's what I mean. This guy said right now they are smoking the best out of all of them, and he bought the Belly, so I got to revisit it. I really do. But the Belly made my day. Made my day after when I went through.
Let's see. I think we're back to Tim.
So I'm going to actually skip one since you talked about Viaje. So I did the Skull and Bones Little Boy 2013, which is the new release. And I also did a redo of the 2011 WMD, which is the original Red Label release.
Yeah, I love it. Those are good.
Thanks to Stogie Santa. You actually gifted this to me about 2 months ago now, Stogie Santa. So as far as the Little Boy, the new release, it was good. I believe this is the 8th rendition of the Skull and Bones at this point.
Count.
Typical strength associated with the series. Flavors were good. But going back to that original Red Band release, wow.
Difference, huh?
The flavors is just so much more prominent, even 2 years later, Just fantastic.
Yep.
I said try one on the new release, box split on the original.
Right.
And I think the new ones are going to transition.
They could very well.
To be honest with you, I think the biggest complaint about the Viajes is the value of the cigar. Of course, everyone, when the Daisy Cutters come out, everyone was chasing and running them down, and I'm sure that's what you hear it all the time. But get back with the WMDs. When they first come out, they were good. I wouldn't even call it a box split when I first had them. I would have said I would have called it an Angler, to be honest with you.
I think when they first came out, they were good, but they were unbalanced, and they had a lot more strength than I prefer. Smoking the new one, I'm not sure the new ones are going to be as good as these are right now. I really don't think so. I think they'll get better, but I don't think they have the potential the originals have. Right. I really don't.
The only 2 Skull and Bones right out of the box that I really enjoyed and I really loved was, of course, the Daisy Cutters and the Box Press Mysteries. Oh, my God. Yeah, it was a black band. What a mistake. Maybe we had, there was a box, and we're going to get them and come back the following day they were going. But those are the only 2 that really...
you know who bought them?
Yeah, asshole. My own shop, he pulls them out of my feet. I said, you know something? These are weren't they?
First time I met you, you gave me one of them, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, these are right on."
And I'm sorry. I guess I'm sure he's not gonna lie about it, Andre. He said the regular mysteries, which I still got some left over, and the box press were the same cigar, just box pressed. It wasn't hard to believe. Didn't you find there was much more pepper in that? In the
Yes.
In the box press?
Yeah,
much more.
Oh my God!
I thought it was a much more enjoyable smoke.
Anyway, who's up?
Mark Jr.
I finally smoked the Oliva Atlantic cigar 15th Anniversario Diadema.
Oh, yeah, I did that about a week ago myself, actually.
Yeah, so it's a 6 3/4 by 48 Diadema Perfecto, Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, binder and fillers Nicaraguan. These sell for $8.50 a piece. Like I said, I finally got to it. Paul gave me this weeks, maybe months ago, and I finally got around to smoking it. I thought that the Habano wrapper was really on display here. It had all the richness that you would expect from that Habano wrapper. Had some slight chocolate, some earthy and leather flavors. I agree with Paul's previous assessment that there is a sweetness that comes and goes. Normally, I would say do a box split, but considering it's a box of 10 for $85, I should go out and get a box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I enjoyed this one too. I think I would rate it as a 5 personally, but I'm not a huge Habano fan myself. But solid smoke, man. It definitely was enjoyable.
Yeah, for sure.
Doubt.
No, it's anyone. Excuse me, everybody. Now, I sent the text out to Edgar, and I haven't got a response. Has anyone heard of anyone landing those new Rothschilds on the Illusion?
No, I don't think they're out yet, man.
Well, he said in mid-March.
Yeah.
So I'm really anxious about that.
I want to talk about that Illusione at some point because they have a Candela.
Oh, that's the best Candela on the market.
They're still available too.
I know. We go.
Okay.
What, the 88 and the 888s, right?
Yes. We did the filthy. Anyone do the dirty? Oh, I'm sorry. Filthy hooligan.
Oh no, I didn't. I forgot.
No, it's a minor list for the next show. Actually.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll
don't bother.
Stay tuned. No. Stay tuned for next week's show.
Okay.
I think I'd save it for St. Patrick's.
It's a good teaser. We don't do enough teasing.
Okay.
I smoked a Rocky Patel.
I'm sorry.
What?
I smoked a Rocky Patel. It's a 15th anniversary Rocky Patel.
I thought you weren't going to crappy smokes.
See the judgments already.
Wow. Oh, I can hear the post now. What are you talking about? Different Vitolas. No, go ahead.
So it's Rocky Patel 15th anniversary. The first few puffs of this cigar were somewhat harsh and unbalanced. And I think I'm having deja vu now. Yeah. Every Rocky Patel cigar we talk about, I write the same damn thing. And then when I talk about I read it, what I wrote on the show, I put it 2 and 2. Anyway. It mellowed out. It warmed up. Presented a nice, what I would call a chocolatey, earthy flavor profile. Much throughout the rest of the cigar. By the time I get in the final third, I was pretty bored and asleep. It's not a bad cigar. It's not going to make you say, wow. This is a 5x50 Robusto Habano.
Unfortunately, they're about $12 a pop.
Exactly. They're not cheap.
Really? Yeah. Is that?
Oh, not for the Robusto, but the
Robusto is more like $9.
But still, that's what Tim's saying. By the time you get into church, you're talking $12.
Man.
The binder's Jalapa, the filler's Nicaraguan. It's a medium full. I put 2.5, try one, but maybe not at 8 or 9. I didn't take price into my rating. With the price off the table, I'd say try one. If you're going to pay upwards of $8 for these cigars, I would not. I'd go buy a Tatuaje all day long.
The only thing I loved by them was only 2 sticks with the original Old World.
In the short Bellicoso?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
They were fucking, they were really good. They were very, very
Better
good.
than really good.
Yeah.
Those are I wish I had more.
Yeah. And you know something? Another brand I thought he put out, they weren't bad. I had them when he had it at his place, was the Sungrowns he had. You ever try the Sungrowns?
Yeah.
Those were good. But other than that, I mean, the other one, not to beat on Rocky, was the Decade. That wasn't all that bad either, but extremely pricey.
Yeah.
I thought Rocky Patel actually across the board when they first started coming out were all good smokes. Like the vintage 1990, the vintage 1992.
I was going to say the original vintage
really
1990s were awesome, dude.
Yeah.
The originals.
But they're not. They didn't stay the same.
No, they're not.
It's whatever. Okay, enough of Rocky.
Mark
Let's move
Jr.?
on.
Anyways.
I smoked a
Tim. No.
Diamond Crown Maximus Robusto number 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 5x50 Robusto, Ecuadorian sun-grown wrapper, Dominican binder and filler.
Yeah, did you have these kicking around?
Actually, I got this at the first time I walked into the New Havana or the Havana Cigar Club. He had them, so I grabbed one. I hadn't had one in a while. I have a couple older ones.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this cigar has been very polarizing amongst us. Yeah, I remember one of my first conversations with Mark is that he didn't like it very much. Or Stogie Santa, for that matter. Don't mean to give away his real name.
Yeah.
It's out.
It's out. His face is on the internet.
But I happen to like them more than the other guys here. But in fairness, I will say that it's priced itself into the most competitive price range, in my opinion. It's a $10 Robusto, right? In my estimation, this smoke is full-flavored with medium strength. I got some really nice woody and slight pepper flavors. It also had some nice leather and grassy notes. I can vouch for the fact that these age very well. With that being said, I would say this is a 5. Definitely.
Yeah, the Maximus is a nice, and the CFW. That's where what's his name? Newman got involved with it. Both of them collaborated on it, and that wasn't a bad little smoke. It really wasn't.
I like them. Like I said,
it's just the price. Well, the whole thing is, I guess, the pricing of them were just crazy.
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I do.
They're not bad. I agree with you. I could see that 5. I could see that.
Tim, your next smoke, I see your dog looking at you like, what are you smoking?
Yeah, so this is the last of my 5-pack of the dog walker. So I thought it was appropriate to have my meathead in there in the picture, you know.
Look at the look.
What are you
Really
smoking, Tim?
man.
He's like,
I love
why
that
are you
dog.
Look at that eye. Look at that, Timmy. He's like saying, "What are you doing?
It's like,
Put it out."
you're gonna let me out.
I
Yeah,
like that
right.
dog.
So
that was
this
pretty
is
good
the
picture.
Spanish Galleon Corojo Ninas. It's a 5x44 Perfecto. An ugly Perfecto at that, I might have to say. Ecuadorian Corojo wrapper, Dominican Habano binder, Dominican Republic and Nicaraguan filler. I said the small Perfecto had a nice mix of wood and spice. Performance was good. I said a solid angler considering the price of less than $2 a stick when buying a box of 50.
You bought 50 of those?
50 of those is, yes. Is
No. He bought
$12.
them in a sampler.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I bought it in a sampler, yeah. It's a solid angler, dude. If you want to smoke something, 35-minute smoke, you don't have to think about. It was good. I'll give it to it, you know, for less than $2. I wouldn't go out of my way for it again, but something interesting to try. So the dog's looking at me like, really? You're gonna smoke that?
No, Stogie Santa has taken the. You know when you're in a public place and you want to read a porn magazine, so you take a non-pornographic related magazine and you put it over that and you put it kind of inside. Yeah, that's what Stogie Santa's trying to do with his bands. He's got the Joya de Nicaragua Antonio Dark Corojo wrapper that he's now putting on an Ashton band rather than he's putting
VSG.
on
Like
VSG.
I got a 4-year-old VSG here, and it's saying, "Smoke me."
Now you can't do that with the next cigar I'm going to talk about. You can't do that with because the band is just so epic, and that's the La Serena Merleon Robusto. Overall, it's not a bad smoke. It was medium in body, had a good burn. The flavors were, I would say, oak and earth. Not too much in the way of change-ups. I have to say, I did like it. It didn't wow me, but I thought it was a solid smoke. I'm pretty sure I'd rated it a try one. I mean, you could almost buy a 5 of these. I think they would age well, and like I said, it was a good smoke.
It's a lot of different tobaccos in a cigar. That's just
So the wrapper is an Ecuadorian Corojo. Binder is Brazilian Sumatra. The filler is Brazilian Bahia, Dominican Republic Corojo, and Criollo, and Nicaraguan Lajero. It's a pretty good mixture of tobaccos in there.
That's where you get the little pepper, too. You get a little pepper in there.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Pepper.
Try one. See what you think. Mark Jr., you got any more rounds?
I got one left. The Oliva Serie V number 4 Petit Corona. It's a 5x43 Petit Corona, a sun-grown Habano wrapper from Nicaragua. It's a Nicaraguan Puro. This was gifted to me by John, the rep from Oliva, during our show 2 weeks ago. I've never been a huge fan of the Vs, the regular Vs, but everyone here had said nothing but great things, so I said, I'm going to do it, right? It had the typical sweetness that you would expect from a Nicaraguan cigar. It also had a fair amount of pepper, and I said winter spice, but when I mean by winter spice, I mean like the nutmegs and things like that you get in a lot of your winter cooking and stuff.
Winter beer.
Yeah.
I think winter beer.
This was a truly dynamic smoke, and really deserves your attention, which is nice because it's not a very long smoke either. It's 35 minutes, 40 minutes
tops.
And this is box worthy. I said it's box worthy because of the flavor, the price, and the strength, which would lend itself to aging well. Box worthy.
So how was your Joya de Nicaragua Antonio Dark Corojo?
Doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good in the bottom of the ashtray. I tell you what, in the middle of the smoke, it got really tough to smoke.
Yep.
I made it past that point, and it seems to be doing much better now. I'm getting a nice cocoa. So I'm actually in. Mark Jr.'s looking at me like, "Are you off your freaking rocker?"
Paul?
I am only
Paul?
looking at you like that because honestly, I have not gotten a single flavor off of this cigar yet.
Paul?
Yes.
It's been all strength, and it's kind of raping my tongue at the
Yeah,
moment.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's
I'm right there with you, Mark.
Yeah,
Can I light something else up now?
Yeah, I'm not waiting. Life's too short. Fuck that.
I don't think it's as bad as you people said.
I'm not saying
The
it's bad.
smell,
No,
I like the smell of Vitola in this blend.
it's just like Mark said. I got a
all
little
strength and no
sweetness, and
flavor
then
right now.
and it's all strength. I agree with that
I'm really
assessment.
annoyed with having to relight it every 60
Yeah,
seconds.
me too.
Yeah, I was ready to put it out, but then it stopped going.
No,
out.
we ought to do is
Well,
get
you
that
know-
little easy button.
Yeah. Well, no. So if you're relighting it like that, I think the strength is kind of harsh.
Right,
Because
and
you're constantly relighting
it.
it.
I was going to say, you
That's
just made
fine.
my point.
And,
Right.
and I think that's why Tim and Mark Jr. got a little more frustrated than I did because, I don't know, the past half a dozen or so puffs, I haven't had to relight it. I think if I had to relight it again, it might go south for me.
So anyway,
So you what? I'm lighting up an Oliva V Maduro 2009 right now.
Alrighty.
Well done, sir.
If
I'm going to light up an aged Liga Privada number 9 Robusto.
yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
And mine's like I said, VSJ Corona Gorda, 4 years old. Arr, arr, arr. Oh,
Alrighty. I have one more smoke
When
on
all,
my...
when all fails with the Stogie of the week, let's pull out the big guns.
Exactly.
I
Go ahead,
smoked,
Paul. Sorry, man.
It's okay. Viaje White Label Project 2012. This is the Candela. It is a Robusto size 5x50. The wrapper is, of course, Candela. Nicaraguan binder and filler. The strength is a mild medium. And I figured it was around that time of year to be smoking a green cigar. This one started off with some nice, smooth, slightly earthy flavor. Transitioned into what I would call an herbal type flavor. It was very subtle but persisted throughout, and it was enjoyable. It was different. If you have some of these, smoke them. They're not the best cigar in the humidor, but I think a nice change of pace and have not aged out after a year. Or
How was the wrapper,
year.
Paul? Did it crack on you at all?
no, not at all.
I remember those wrappers being really thin.
they were. Yeah, that was a not a small, a huge complaint.
Can someone
Is that-
clarify something for me on Candela? Is
Yeah,
Candela
you
its
wanna-
own type of tobacco?
You want me to read my little spiel on Candela that I put in the show notes?
Yes, please.
Are you
I
ready?
would.
Are you ready for this?
That's a very old.
I didn't
Paul's
set that
geeking
up.
out
That was
Candela leaves are cured in a way that locks in the chlorophyll, giving the wrapper its distinctive green color. Tobacco leaves are cured in barns for 6 weeks and then fermented for 2 to 6 months. The process of curing Candela leaves is faster but more meticulous. The leaves are dried in extreme heat for only 3 to 4 days before undergoing the regular fermentation process. So it seems like they do some things differently to shorten the process so the leaves don't have a chance to turn from green to brown.
right. Okay, fair enough.
Essentially is right. That
Yeah.
would be an
Yep.
accurate statement, right?
Very good put. I mean, and
My next question was to be: is it a different type of tobacco, or is it like a Maduro in the sense that it's treated differly to become that way?
Well, that's I think what
so
we just
you
saying.
answered it
Yeah,
perfectly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a
It's
process.
Ready for that question?
And it's amazing. And you look at the Illusion.
We just
They're
lost
with
him, I think.
and the almost the same type of construction of cigars of the makeup, and Illusion is. I love that Candela.
Well, we're trying to get Tim back. Your ratings on the Joya de Nicaragua Antonio Dark Corojo.
Angler. I mean, if you want that, you want something, you want to work with it, and you want a nice nicotine buzz, it's a cigar for you.
I think an angler is fair for me.
Yeah.
This size. Now, the other size that I had, I would say it's a 5er all day.
Right.
Yeah. But this size, I'd say angler.
Mm-hmm.
I think I tend to agree with you on that as well.
I'm just tired of playing with it. I don't mind touching up a cigar here and there.
Yeah,
And I think
yours
a lot of
was
it.
really burning crooked, and I've had that problem
Yeah.
with these.
And
cigars.
what happens is that the moisture that's in that cigar
Yeah.
is gonna alter the taste of the cigar. So that's not fair either.
Well, and these cigars are hugely popular as well.
They are very popular.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
which is why I wanted to give everyone's take. My recommendation would be, it's an angler, maybe a 5er at best in some of the smaller sizes.
Dry box it.
Dry box.
Dry box, and I'm going to tell you something. When you dry box that, you're going to get a much better experience. There's no doubt in my mind.
Absolutely. Alrighty, with that, we're going to take a short break, come back, and talk about the top 10 things every cigar smoker should not live without. Before we take a break, I want to remind you of our first sponsor. That's the Havana Cigar Club right here, near where most of us live, actually. It's a great place to go, have a smoke. There's a $5 off coupon for your first visit on our website. You go to StogieGeeks.com, you click the Havana Cigar Club logo, you get $5 off your first visit. Please do that. If you have friends in Rhode Island or in the area, or they're going to be in the area, please tell them to go do that. Bring that coupon in, get your $5 off, and have a drink and a cigar.
Yeah, it's actually a really decent place to sit and have a smoke.
Absolutely.
Better
Alrighty.
than decent, actually, I should say.
With that, we'll take a break and come right back. Paul. Mark.
When do you want to do this? After?
Right now.
Right now?
Can we just do one thing?